Welcome to the listening window. Today's story is called I Fell in Love with a Stranger on Vacation. It begins as a simple trip to escape routine, but something unexpected happens. A fleeting encounter turns into something deeper, something unforgettable. As always, listen carefully and repeat after me to practice natural English. You can download the full script as a PDF from the link in the description. The PDF includes a vocabulary list, a quiz with an answer key, and a bonus writing and speaking prompt to test your fluency. Now let's begin. It all started when I booked a solo vacation to Portugal. I had been working nonstop for almost 10 months straight. My life had become a loop. Wake up, go to work, come back, sleep, repeat. I needed a break. Not just from my job, but from everything. From my phone, from emails, from people I knew too well. I wanted to get lost somewhere I'd never been before. Lisbon seemed perfect. Warm sun, coastal views, good food, and, most importantly, no one who knew me. I landed on a Thursday afternoon. The air smelled different, like salt water and old stone. I took a cab to my Airbnb, which was a tiny apartment tucked into a narrow street lined with pastel-colored buildings. The streets were cobbled, uneven, and charming. As I wheeled my suitcase along, I felt something loosen inside me. For the first time in months, I felt free. That evening, I walked to a small tapas bar nearby. I ordered grilled sardines and vinho verde. I sat at a tiny table outside, watching the world go by. The sky turned orange, then pink, then deep blue. People laughed as they passed, holding hands, carrying shopping bags, sipping wine. I was alone, but it didn't feel lonely. Until he walked by. He looked like he belonged in a painting. Tall, with messy brown hair, a light beard, and eyes so blue they almost didn't look real. He was wearing a linen shirt, sleeves rolled up, camera hanging from his neck. He paused, looked at me for just a second longer than polite, then smiled. Not a big smile, just a hint of one. And then he walked on. I don't know why I couldn't stop thinking about him after that. Maybe it was the way he smiled. Or maybe it was the way he didn't look rushed, like everyone else. He looked calm. The next day, I explored the city. I rode the yellow trams. I visited an old bookstore. I tried a pastel de nata at 3 different places just to compare. But I kept thinking about the stranger from the night before. That evening, I went back to the same bar, just in case. I ordered the same wine, chose the same table. And right before I gave up and thought maybe I was being ridiculous, there he was, walking toward me. This time, he stopped. Mind if I join you? He asked in perfect English, though his accent hinted at something European, maybe Dutch or Scandinavian. I nodded. Sure, I was hoping you'd show up again. He laughed. I was hoping you'd be here. His name was Theo. He was from the Netherlands on a photography trip around Southern Europe. He was traveling alone too. He'd been in Lisbon for 2 days and was heading to the Algarve next. He asked about me, about why I came. I told him the truth, that I was tired of everything and just wanted to feel new. We talked for 3 hours that night. We didn't exchange phone numbers, didn't make any promises, just said goodbye with a long look and a smile. The next morning, I woke up early. I was thinking about him again. I went out for a walk, no destination in mind. And somehow, like the universe was listening, I saw him again. This time in a bookshop. He was flipping through a photography book and looked up, surprised, when he saw me. "You again," he said. "Maybe Lisbon is smaller than it seems. Or maybe it's fate." We spent the whole day together. We walked down by the river. We sat on stone steps and shared a pastry. He showed me how to use his camera. I laughed more in those few hours than I had in months. That evening, we watched the sunset from a rooftop. He took a picture of me laughing, my hair blowing in the wind. And then he kissed me. It wasn't planned. It wasn't rushed. It was like the world paused for just a moment, just for us. We kept meeting over the next few days, exploring hidden cafes, watching street performers, talking about books and movies and regrets. It felt so easy, so natural, like we had known each other for years. But we only had 1 week. We never talked about what would happen after. I didn't ask. He didn't offer. Maybe we were both afraid the answer would ruin it. The night before I was supposed to leave, we sat on the rooftop again. The city sparkled below us. "I don't want this to end," I whispered. "It doesn't have to," he said. "Come with me to the Algarve tomorrow." I looked at him, and that's where everything could have gone in two very different directions. Brain stop here in the voiceover to create a pause. Viewers can suggest alternate endings in comments. Here's what really happened. I said yes. I changed my train ticket, packed my bags, and left with him the next morning. We took the slow route, stopping at beaches and villages along the way. We stayed in a quiet guest house by the sea. At night, we'd lie on the sand, watching stars. The days blurred into each other. Time stopped feeling real, but eventually, reality knocked. I had to go back. My job, my life, everything I had left behind was still waiting. At the airport, he held my hand the whole time. Neither of us spoke much. Right before I boarded, he kissed my forehead. "Come find me," he said, "whenever you're ready." And just like that, he was gone. It's been 6 months. I still have that photo he took of me on the rooftop. Sometimes I wonder, what if I'd never seen him again? What if I had said no? But I didn't. I chose the risk. And now, even if it never becomes more than a memory, it was real. It was ours. And I'll never forget the stranger I fell in love with on vacation. Thanks for listening to this story on the listening window. If you enjoyed it, download the full PDF from the link in the description. It includes the script, a vocabulary list with examples, a fun quiz, and a bonus writing prompt. Memo, here's a question for you. What if I had said no? What alternate ending can you imagine? Let me know your version in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more long, immersive English stories. Until next.